working? Is this working? What is going on? So number one, stay down for 2 weeks, like as much as possible. If this is your first baby, which I believe most 4th degree tears are, just because of X, Y, or Z, stay down for 2 weeks. That was something that I did not do. I think I was back to my daily walks at week 1. I ended up bleeding for much longer than other women do. And that might have been because of my severity of the tear, or it might have been because I was pushing it too much. And a lot of it has to do with postpartum anxiety, which is a whole different story. But it's pretty much lying in bed. You're trying to wrap your head around what is a 4th degree tear. And if you have no idea, then you probably don't have one. But I'm going to link something in the bottom that shows you the severity of tears. So you're lying in bed and you just need everything. I sat through and I was like, I need an OBGYN, I need a physical therapist, I need a massage therapist, I need a chiropractor, I need an actual therapist, and then you might actually need like a dentist or a podiatrist or a million other things that happen after you have birth. So if you need all the doctors, go ahead and get yourself all of the doctors. Because yes, you have this new baby, but you also have to care for yourself first and foremost. So some things that helped me is, this is what everyone doesn't want to hear, but general good self-care is the best thing that you can do for a 4th degree tear. So that means sleeping as much as you can with the baby. That's coming down to the staying down. You might not be able to sleep, but you need to stay down for as long as possible. And just read, play on your phone, look at your baby for as long as you can. Eat really healthy. I know after I had a baby and everyone says this, that they're just so hungry. It's like you can eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Make sure the majority of that food is healthy if you can. I know I bent my own special. I eat fairly healthy, but afterwards I was like, I'm just gonna eat and eat and eat anything. One thing that I think also helped a ton was I drank bone broth and collagen every single day. And bone broth has a million benefits for the body. Collagen is good for skin specifically. So those things, that it was like a hot cup, a mug that I made myself every day. And it has so many benefits. So I think that was something that really helped me heal a lot from other moms, and most of them were just like, oh gosh, I have no idea like what that's like. I don't even know anyone with a 4th degree tear, and it's very rare. So most women get, 1st or 2nd. Some women get 3rd degree tears, but it's very rare that you have a 4th degree tear. I looked up the statistic and it was like, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Maybe I'll post that below too. So that is what makes it very lonely. A 4th degree tear is very lonely. Other women have no idea what you're talking about, or they're which is totally fine that they're venting about their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd degree tears, but you feel like you're in a whole different ball game. They have no idea what it means to actually tear, and it's just so hard. So I had women invite me to support groups for afterbirth or women who tear, and that was not helpful because women were on there talking about their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and I was like, it was very discouraging. It didn't make me feel better. So join a specific 4th degree tear support group, and that will make you laugh, have people to cry with. There's other stories. There's people who maybe have it worse off than you, which sadly everyone knows that makes us feel better. And there's women who post really funny things, and there's also a lot of really hopeful stories. So you can search in the group and find success stories for another birth. A lot of women opt for a C-section after they have a 4th degree tear, which is totally their decision, and other women go for it again. And then they have a success story that they want to share. So those things are helpful to read wherever you're at in your healing journey. Definitely that. They also really have some good ideas of how to heal. Most people suggest physical therapy, which is the best thing that I can say. My physical therapist was good for not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. So you sit down, and I think the first meeting was an hour and a half, and it was just a lot of talking. And she was just straight up, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about, going to the bathroom. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about all these things. And I was like, okay, so that was kind of like, you know, the best of both worlds. I had a really good one who was really helpful, and she gave me so much hope. And then she gave me these exercises. She was like, do them twice a day. And I was like, I don't know if I can do these twice a day. I have a baby. And I ended up doing it like religiously. And it was so healing because I was able to do something about my tear. I didn't just sit there and cry. I was just crying about it before, just crying all the time about it. So I was able to do something about it. And these are like small, tiny little exercises that you're like, is this doing anything? Like, I'm just sitting here like it's a lot of weird, slow exercises. And if you're someone who like really exercises, like, you know, traditional workouts, running, ab workouts, like doing physical therapy feels like nothing. So that was so helpful. And I saw her a couple times. My physical therapist was an hour and a half away, and I ended up emailing her a couple questions, but I went and saw her maybe 3 times and did those exercises. And you can also follow people on TikTok have physical therapy, Pinterest, you can look at those. And not all physical therapists are made the same. So you might get a bad one. So don't give up if you get a bad one in the beginning, just like any other doctor or therapist. So keep searching until you find one. And just, yeah, that is the best thing you can do for a tear, a 4th degree tear. And my last piece of advice is what you're probably expecting is time. That time will heal it. And I don't want to say just time in and of itself will heal it. It's actively doing the work to heal and the time passing at the same time. So don't just sit and do nothing. But if you do the exercises, so I did them as much as I could for as long as I could until like I leveled up to the next level and got new exercises. And then after 6 months, actually it was around 5-6 months, I really started to feel better. And I know that, you know, bodies will never be the same after you give birth, and that's the way it is, and it's fine, and it's a beautiful transition. But you don't have to live in pain. You don't have to live with incontinence or anything like that. Your body can heal and you can come back from this. So actively do the work while you can, because the time's going to pass anyways. You might as well feel better in 6 months, a year, whenever it is that you really start to heal from this. So I don't know how helpful this was. These are some things that from my experience felt better. So I am so sorry that this happened to you. It shouldn't be like this. I don't know what happened that you ended up with this. A lot of women know exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened in my birth that caused this tear, and I know what I can try to do different next time whenever I decide if and when to have another kid. I'm with you in this small community of women who have experienced a 4th degree tear. I hope this video was helpful. If it made no sense at all, I'm just gonna blame mom brain, because that pretty much controls my life. And I'll try to link some helpful things below. And yeah.